Hey, do you have a green thumb? Some people can grow anything. I'm not one of them.
It's all about love and attention, Vanessa, and it benefits humans too. And on today's show, we'll meet caring individuals that are helping build healthier communities.
Plus, finding the right houseplants for you. Today on Su Vida.
Hey everybody, welcome to Su Vida. I'm J.R. Cardenas.
And I'm Vanessa Ramirez. You know, decorating your house with greenery is all the craze these days.
Yes, now whether you're into the real stuff or the artificial variety, there's only one place to get it all, and that's the Plant Stand of Arizona here in Phoenix.
The Plant Stand started at a swap meet in California back in 1981. Then Debbie and Eddie moved it here to Arizona 13 years later. And today, the Plant Stand of Arizona is one of the largest distributors of imported pottery, foliage, specialty, and exotic plants in the western United States.
That's quite a success story. They have 18.5 acres of plants and 4 temperature-controlled greenhouses. Now, with all this greenery here, Vanessa, I'm sure we can find a plant or two that even you can keep alive.
Let the search begin. But first, growing an appreciation for the history of aviation is what this museum is all about. Take a look.
The Strategic Air Command and Aerospace Museum, its primary mission is to preserve the history of the Strategic Air Command and its legacy, and to preserve the aircraft and the artifacts that are part of the collection here. We have some of the most unique opportunities here. For example, the B-36 is one of 4 that are left in the country. Sitting right next to it is the XF-85, which is one of 2 that are in existence. We have aircraft that can't otherwise be seen. Our RB-45C is the only one left in the entire world. And so people look at these objects and relate them to American history, American military history, and heritage, and what they represent.
The high pressure exhibit focuses on the Korean War and aviation in the Korean War, where we highlight not just the timeline, but also some of the pop culture of the period and the role aviation played throughout the war. That is a story that needs to be told. Where it fits in the role of aviation, you're making the jump from radial propeller-driven aircraft to jet engines, to fighters and bombers, but also in the bigger world, I guess, of the Cold War. For people who are coming out to the museum, what we're hoping they get from this exhibit is a better understanding of the Korean War, how it played out, but also the individual stories.
The education department has grown over the years. We served 32,250 student contacts in the community. A lot of our contacts are done through the Omaha Public Schools, the largest district in the state of Nebraska, with over 50,000 students. Our science, technology, engineering, and math programs do include robotics. We have several activities directly related to robotics. Modular robotics with a product called Cubelets, where we take a number of blocks and put them together to create differently functioning instruments. We're teaching kids how to think modularly about how to engage and build the world of the future.
We believe that the primary takeaway, the primary educational opportunity that we have at the Strategic Air Command and Aerospace Museum is to teach American military history. That is the first thing we do. The second is the history of Strategic Air Command, what it represented during the 20th century, and going forward, what the legacy and history of that is.
Oh, it's great to see those old warbirds. This month we celebrate Veterans Day, and we are very grateful for all the sacrifices done for our country.
Yes, a big thank you going out to all the men and women who have served. All right, we'll be back with more Su Vida right after this.
Su Vida is brought to you by Chicanos por la Causa. Join the cause for change.
Hey, welcome back to Su Vida. We're at one of my favorite places, the Plant Stand of Arizona, and we're in a field of green. It's like heaven in here.
It's very calming, isn't it? But Vanessa, finding the right plant for your house can be very frustrating and confusing.
Yeah, but thankfully the staff here at the Plant Stand of Arizona can help find the right plant for your house and tell you how to take care of it. I seem to always miss that part.
Well, you get to learn. For example, me being from Arizona, I always assume cactus, which I love, are grown in sun.
Yeah.
But they're also grown partially sun.
Ah.
Yes, and so you need to know that for the cacti to be successful. I said cacti.
You did, good job.
However, if you have any questions, come here. The pros will help you.
Yeah, we'll give them a good start and they will grow, just like children. They benefit from love and attention, and our good friends at CPLC have a program to give them all a head start. Take a look.
Last year in December, I graduated with a major in global health and a minor in women and gender studies, and it was all because of the Head Start program.
We provide early childhood development services for children who are 6 weeks old, from 6 weeks, babies, to right before they go into kindergarten. 92% of what we do is in rural Arizona. Our services are provided to disenfranchised, marginalized, and invisible groups. These are the groups that have trouble accessing everything. Most of our families are in the fields. So we educate and prepare and assess and develop their children, and they trust us. We've been doing this for 25 years for our rural communities, and we've been doing it well because we learn, we grow, we adjust. And so the work that we do is very important with children and families.
So my parents found about a Queen Creek Head Start Center through, I think, like a state service. My dad at the time was a farm worker, and I don't think my mom was employed. We qualified and I was able to get in. And when the job opportunity came up that they were seeking like teacher assistants, that's how my mom applied to start working there, and that's how we both were like introduced to the program. I started as a student and she started as a teacher assistant. The biggest thing that I think the Head Start program was able to offer my family and I is just education. Learning the 2 languages, I know it can be very difficult living in a place where majority is English, but being able to translate that is just like makes it so much simpler. The Head Start program made school fun for me, so it still impacts me today. I still have like the beautiful knowledge of knowing both languages and translating for whoever I can, and I think it really is going to help me in my like future medical career that I want to pursue, where I can actually treat patients that speak both Spanish and English.
The next meal that you have, look at your plate. Probably a third of what's on your plate came from a farm, a dairy, a ranch from Arizona, and probably one of the parents in my program probably picked it. And those aren't necessarily groups of community members who have access to CARES Act support. They're exposed every day without regular testing, and go home and have families to take care of and support and problem solve and love as well. And they have to go out and do it again because it becomes a choice of living and providing or not being able to survive.
Because we are minorities, we don't have all these other privileges that people do, and I can see that firsthand. I can see how my privilege has played a big impact on myself and allowed me to be successful, whereas other people not so much. And so that's one of my biggest reasons why I'm so passionate about it, because I just like helping people, and I know that if somebody else had that opportunity to help me, I would 100% love that, and if I can do that in return, then why not?
What a great program. CPLC offers a variety of free services to meet the needs of pregnant women, migrant, seasonal, and low-income families with children from birth to age 5, and they're enrolling right now. Give them a call to give your kids a head start they deserve.
But CPLC's support for kids doesn't stop there. They've always been a strong advocate for education, and they have a new program that's keeping our kids connected.
The scholarship program started unofficially in 1994, so it was a group of members of CPLC through the Employee Fund that wanted to start a scholarship program for employees and their children. Eventually, it really became a big thing, and then partnerships with ASU started, and we have provided $4.3 million since 2008 and have provided over 260 scholarships with ASU, and with Maricopa Community College, we have more about 280 plus. When I look at students, I know that they're the future. Without them, we wouldn't be able to really empower the community, and they're really the ones that are going to make the difference in the future. They're going to be our future presidents, our future leaders, maybe the next CEO of CPLC. And I've had a great experience working with one of our scholars who is actually our intern now. Her name is Selena, and so she's amazing, and because of her is really why I'm part of the scholarship program, because I love to see that empowerment and be able to change the world one day at a time.
My role here at CPLC currently is the lead intern for the Help Our Kids Connect program, and we're raising money so that way we can help kids in our community get the technology and the internet that they need to be able to be in school right now. You know, during COVID, it's a really, really hard time, but even prior to COVID, there was a huge digital divide, and with the help of Robert and Lupe and all of our other teammates at the IT department, we're getting these kids over the bridge into the technology era, and I think it's a really, really great program.
The Help Our Kids Connect campaign started during a conversation I had with two moms during lunch, and they were discussing how their kids did not have access to technology to access their school portals or their Zoom meetings. So this really touched me, and I felt I have to do something. So I got together with my team, and we created the Help Our Kids Connect campaign. Then we partnered with our CPLC scholars to help manage this project, and also to build leadership. We wanted them to be involved so they could see how to, one, build the technology, and then two, be involved with our marketing, communications, and every part of this campaign, so that we're building skill sets.
The Help Our Kids Connect program is very necessary right now, especially due to COVID. A lot of kids don't have the laptops they need. A lot of kids don't have the internet that they need. So it's really a necessity for them to be getting these computers from us for free. And it's a huge help from the community when they're making donations, because they're making a donation to these kids' futures. It's not just right now, they're in preschool, they need a computer. It's right now, they need this computer to be able to prosper and to be able to go forth into the future, to be able to find their jobs that's going to build the next community.
We've already served 100 families. I have 600 computers already ordered, and they're in the process of getting built right now. Just recently, Cox Communications gave us 150 laptops so that we can give out as well. So that's 850 families that we'll be able to touch. We feel that even after this is over, we're still going to have that digital gap, because schools are going to start using more technology, businesses are going to start using more technology. So we feel that this is a project that we can keep moving even after the COVID-19.
We love CPLC and all the work they do.
Yes, they're an inspiration to us all. And speaking of inspiration, check out these amazing pots. They are beautiful. They have so many colors, and these ones are from Paris.
Paris.
From Paris. Yes,
Paris.
exactly. So if you're looking for a landscape or interior design, make sure you follow the Plant Stand on Instagram. They have great ideas and deals every day. I am addicted to it.
I'm gonna follow them right now.
Do it.
Hey, don't go away, because when we come back, we're heading into the little house here at the Plant Stand. What's inside? You're gonna have to tune in and find out.
Hey, welcome back to Su Vida. I'm Vanessa Ramirez.
And I'm J.R. Cardenas, and we're inside the little house here at the Plant Stand of Arizona.
Yeah, and the Smith family has curated a collection of items to make your house beautiful and smell good. This place is amazing. There's so many things to see in here. And you know what? The holiday season is just around the corner. They have great gift ideas.
We all want a beautiful home. Unfortunately, not everybody has a roof overhead. Thankfully, the Salvation Army of Southern Nevada is there to lend a hand and help guide those less fortunate to a more meaningful life.
The Salvation Army here in Southern Nevada has a wide range of services. We have locations right in Las Vegas, in North Las Vegas, out in Henderson, in Pahrump, and in Mesquite, and we serve families that are in need within the community. We assist roughly 75,000 people annually in Southern Nevada, and one of the hallmarks of our services happens right at the Owens campus. The Owens campus is known for many different programs. First is our homeless services. which really is the broadest part of our program, where we help those who happen to be homeless and we help them get on their feet. We have a program called Vocational Services, which really helps them with strengthening job skills. We have our anti-trafficking program, which is amazing, as we work with different agencies in the community to really rescue some of these women who have been in the struggle and been in a certain lifestyle, to bring them into a place of dignity and into a place of excitement about who they are and the life that they're living. We have veteran services because we don't want to forget at all the sacrifices that were made by those who secured our freedoms. And so we help them with case management, job placement. We make sure that they have a roof over their head, and that's an amazing program. I'm also really excited about our lead, transitional housing. We have some families that we've helped right out of homelessness, and we've helped them to get a roof over their head right on our campus. And as we work with them in those programs and they have a place that's secure, they can then secure more resources so that they can go out on their own. Our family services program is probably something that I'm most excited about, helping the everyday families who happen to fall in the margins and give them a sense of dignity by providing assistance with utility or rent, being able to provide food, but not just that, we give life skills classes to be able to assist them with standing on their own 2 feet. Jeremy is one of our amazing success stories. Jeremy came through our programming here at the Salvation Army. He found a new level of excitement for life, an excitement for his vocation. He was able to work on a skill of cooking as a chef. He went through various levels of the program and now is the executive chef here at our Owens campus.
The Salvation Army just really offered me that kind of feeling that, hey, you can do it. They didn't just rush you right in and then just try and push you right out. They really offered everything that they could to make sure I had long-term success. I just can't say enough about what the Salvation Army has done for me.
He cares about what's happening, and he has that compassion piece because he's doing it from a place of experience. He's experienced what it meant not to have, and now he experienced what it means to give back. I want to say thank you to the community at large, especially here in Southern Nevada, for their partnership to help make this happen. We couldn't accomplish this without them. But I want to remember that there are many that are in need. If you need help, reach out to us. But for those who have the capacity to help us, I'm asking that you reach within and let us know how we can meet your needs or how you can help us meet the needs of someone else.
During this month, when we give thanks for all the good things that we have, please keep in mind the less fortunate and give what you can.
The Salvation Army of Southern Nevada is very deserving of your generosity. We'll be back with more Su Vida right after this. Hey, welcome back, Su Vida. Are you looking to put down roots and establish a long-term relationship with
A boyfriend?
these potted plants, I meant?
Oh, I can't keep either one of them going, so it's fine. Just kidding. All right, then you need to visit the plant stand of Arizona. We found 3 of the easiest plants to keep alive and add some greenery in your home. This is the snake plant, otherwise known as the mother-in-law tongue. It's easy, you only have to water it every 3 weeks.
Yes, this one here is the ZZ plant, and this one here is the golden pothos.
Okay.
This one can be watered every 10 to 12 days. And here's a tip, if you can read a book in a room without turning the light on, that's enough light for these plants.
And these all help clean the air.
That is correct.
I love it, so they're healthy for your house too. And you know what? They're all under 10 bucks. What a great deal.
Yes. If you still have questions, the people here will help you and answer every question you have. So head on down here and ask the questions. They'll do it with a smile.
All right, so we've talked about Veterans Day and Thanksgiving Day, but we recently celebrated Hispanic Heritage Month. So in recognition of that event, Cox Communications invited several leaders from the Hispanic community to share their inspiring stories with Cox employees. Take a look.
The event was to talk about how to build Latino healthy families in the community and what are the needs of the Latino community now. We had over 200 Cox employees participate in the event. It was open to all employees across all of our locations. We had Cindy Benavides. She's Chief Executive Officer of LULAC.
And the fact is, hashtag, we can't be what we can't see. And what we know for sure is that Latinos are not represented at the highest level. Last week, we launched a national campaign with the Latino Corporate Directors Association going after corporations who, one, market to the Latino community, profit from the Latino community, but do not have any Latino representation on their corporate boards and in their C-suite levels.
We also had David Adame, who's the President and Chief Executive Officer of Chicanos por la Causa. And he also talked about some key messages around Latino voting and how they're helping Latinos in the community.
We as a community also need to register other people to vote, whether it's a direct family or other family. We need to multiply registration. We need to be up in the 70 percentile of eligible vote, at least, to really demonstrate our political power in this country.
So one of the panelists was Bob Jimenez, and he is Senior Vice President of Corporate Affairs. He helped highlight our Connect to Compete program at Cox Communications.
It's sad to learn just how much of a gap there is in internet access for people of color. And of course, it's not just access, but the technology, right? Just yesterday, Cox Communications President and CEO Pat Esser announced the launch of the new Cox Cares Act Solutions for Education. It's a $60 million commitment over the next year to closing the digital learning gap through a partnership with cities, with school districts, counties, and community-based organizations, all with one singular goal, and that is to help get families connected.
We have Chef Grace Ramirez, who has a show on Hogar TV right now for HGTV.
I saw on the Food Network that there was lack of diversity, so I said, well, I'm gonna go and try to change that a little bit. And I always say to my Latinas, just like Jennifer Lopez said to me, she once said, you know, you and I, we're the same. And if you keep working hard enough, something will happen. And I think those words are what have carried me through.
The event helped illustrate, not just for Latino communities, but the communities in need right now, while we're in this pandemic and our children really need to focus on their education. Cox's commitment to Latino families is to bridging that digital divide.
I was very pleased to see the employees really asking some in-depth questions, right? It wasn't like, well, that's great, you know, how can we help? It was like, oh, did you hear about this program? Do you know about this? Because maybe this could be helpful to you there. It was just an exchange, a conversation. That's the culture of Cox, that they want to help. They want to help all communities. And especially when it comes to this digital divide, they're all over it. And they want to do anything they can to make sure that Cox is out in front and helping our community make sure that they're not left out for any reason. So that was something that was very special and warmed my heart.
This has been a very inspirational show, and we're thankful we had the opportunity to share these great stories with you.
And if you're still looking for some green, head on down to the Plant Stand of Arizona.
Yeah, and their fall kickoff sale continues to the end of November, so check out their Instagram page for all the deals. They post them daily.
Yes, we want to thank everybody for letting us be here today.
Yes, the Plant Stand of Arizona, Bentley and Eddie, thank you so much. You guys were great hosts. Make sure you come stop by and check out all the plants, and hopefully you'll keep them alive.
Yeah. So Vanessa, Bentley, and I will see you next time on
Su Vida. All right, Bentley, good job.